Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's Too Bling. What is? So you're messing me up with my intro, but hey guys, thank you guys for clicking on this video and supporting me. This video we got a taper, but this is like a unique taper. It's not like your normal, okay, taper the back, taper the side, and maybe clean some stuff off the top, right? This one, he originally came in for a burst fade. He was like, all right, because I was texting him, right? He texted me, he's like, hey, I want to cut this and this and this. And I was like, all right, what you looking for? He's like, I want a burst fade. I was like, all right, cool, we're going to get him set up. But he ended up coming in. He's like, you know what? I changed my mind. I want a taper. I just want a skin taper. And I was like, oh, you do? Okay. So I gave him what he wanted. But he had a fresh, he got a cut about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks ago. So his hair was still pretty grown. His hair was still pretty, fresh. He has really thin hair, so you can definitely tell it's not fully grown out. And because of that, a taper wasn't really the best idea. I told him, but that's still what he wanted. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna go in. This is what you want. We'll get you started, man. We'll get it. We'll get the side going again. So yeah, so that's what we did for him. We gave him a taper, but it's still, like I said, it's still new. So he still had really light hair around this area. There's not much we can really do about that other than let it grow out. But yeah, so I gave a taper on my guy, but like I said, even the back, he wanted me to taper the back, but only the sides, because the middle he still wanted his mohawk to curve and everything. He said, I don't want you to taper the whole back because I want to keep that there, just taper the sides. And so that's what I did. I tapered the sides for him, and left that mohawk there. And yeah, so without further ado, I'm gonna let you guys continue watching the video. It was still a dope haircut. It's just, if it was grown out a little bit more, it would have been a bomb haircut. It still was, but it was light spots, and I was like, I could have made it even better if it was darker, but it's out of our control. I'm gonna let you guys see the before and the cut. Enjoy the video. Alright, to start off the cut, we went in with a 3-guard, I believe, and we wanted to just, take this hair down as best as we can and make sure that it's a light enough length. I wanted to really know where exactly his hair was at, and I kind of already knew, but I needed to gauge it and make sure that we had it to that 3 length. And here it is. I'm coming in with this 2-guard, and I try to make the angle as best as I possibly can. Sorry if you guys see some people in the background. I had the guests over, right? Because I was cutting his hair, and there's some few people and some other stuff going on where they were, fixing some lunches for some kids. But yeah, so right here we're just going in with that 2-guard and going right under that 3-guard. We were making sure to flick out with that 3-guard, right? Because we wanted to keep this length on top, because he didn't want me to touch it. He wants to let it grow out a little bit. And so we ended up going in with that 2-guard, making sure that we where it is that we wanted. And now here, I'm just, making in that bald line with the clipper. Alright, now we're starting with this first step with that lever open with no guard on it, and we're just going to create this first guideline, and we'll start to take it out slowly by fading downwards. We're going to close it a little bit and go right underneath, close it a little bit more and go right underneath, close it a little bit more and go right underneath, until we're all the way down to the lever closed, and it should be faded. Alright, so here we go in with that one open, and we're going to create this second guideline. It's going to be about an inch, half an inch, and we're creating the second guideline with the lever open. And as soon as we do that, we're going to go with the lever closed right underneath that, and it should be pretty much faded. We're just gonna have to do a little bit of work with that zero guard closed and to flick out that middle line, and we can move on to the next step. But I'm gonna watch you guys do this one work right now. And this client, his hair was super thin, so a lot of these guidelines were coming out extremely easy. You know, I didn't have to do too much work with him because like that zero guard, you know, that one close pretty much took it out. You know, there's just a little bit of a line there, and you know, I did a little bit of work with that zero guard. But you know, you kind of have to realize the texture of your client's hair. If they have really thin hair like this, you're going to be able to skip a few steps. You know, you might just have to do a little detail, but other than that, you'll be all right. And because he had real thin hair, I made sure, that's what that was at the beginning of the video. You know, I made sure to go over with the guard in a certain area just to see how light that was. You know, I wanted to be safe and not just go with a 2. I wanted to go with a 3 just to see how light it was, and so I can really gauge the hair and see what's going on. Yeah, but now we're just using this 1.5 guard to connect that the length from the 1 open to that 2 guard. So right now we're just, you know, doing a little bit of cleanup work in the middle of those guards, and you know, the fade is gonna start to look together. It's gonna start coming together, as you guys can see right now. One thing that did kind of bother me was there's this line, you know, toward like the middle of his head, but I couldn't really do too much with it just because you know, I didn't want to fade that area of his hair because that's the hair that we're trying to let grow out so he can, you know, get this taper, because this blowout, the cut he just got before, you know, he's getting a haircut pretty early, and it kind of messes that up. And this is what I mentioned to you guys earlier. You know, he didn't want me to taper all of the back because he wanted to keep his little mohawk there in the back. So I ended up having to just fade the left and the right side and keep the middle of that mohawk there. You know, I couldn't fade anything in the middle because of his mohawk. So that proved a little interesting. You know, I've never really had to do something like that, or I have a client ask me that for that. So but that's what he wanted, and you know, that's what I gave him. You know, I made sure to fade it, and that's what you guys are gonna watch me doing now. It wasn't like a normal taper. I only faded the right and the left side. You guys can't really see too much of what I'm doing in this angle, but right now I'm using this, I believe it's this half guard, and we're just doing a little bit of work because I first came in with that 1 open, and now we're working on this half guard, and we're probably gonna go lever open without any guard, and make sure, you know, to start this little fading process. And because I have so little room to work with here in the back, I'm keeping it as condensed as possible. You know, I'm not going to stretch out the fade right there because, you know, there's not a whole lot of room to work with, right? And it'll just look weird if I stretch that out and he has nothing faded in the middle because of that little mohawk. So I try to keep it as condensed as possible, you know, so there's like a little a smooth transition, but not something too crazy where it just looks unproportional and weird because he has nothing faded right there in the middle. So I started the balding process, and I think I might have started to even fade a little bit on that other side, but my client was so like interested in that movie that because I had the TV there. I always have the TV for my clients there. But he was so interested in the movie, I didn't want to like turn him all the way toward me so I can get that camera for the angle for the camera, I mean, and for you guys. So I didn't end up recording that side, and that was on me, my bad. But I couldn't stop him. You know, I could have, but I just didn't feel right. You know. But here we are, going back to the back of the head, the other side, and it's gonna be the exact same steps as the other side, but I'm gonna let you guys follow it along. Yeah, and it's always important to make sure that you detail. You know, there's going to be little imperfections. You know, when you go through the rough base of the fade, you know, there's going to be dark spots and lighter spots in certain areas, and you want to make sure afterwards that you're going and detailing those little spots. And so that's what I'm doing now. I went back to the other side because I seen some stuff that I felt like I needed to work on, and get a little bit lighter and a smoother transition. And again, here is a little part of me detailing this other side. You know, you guys can't really see it, and so I didn't have it really on the, like I wasn't able to record it, so I don't have much of it on it because you guys can't see nothing. But this is just a clip of me, you know, detailing some of the cut. And this is me lining him up, you know, around the back of his head and the side and the front, I believe. Hopefully you guys can see it. You know, I'm not really sure because of the angle I was in, but you know, that's kind of a challenge with recording. You know, I got to make sure that I'm not in the way, and I'm not really always sure how to do that, you know, where I can give the best angle for you guys. But you know, I'm hoping to give that best angle, and this is just me, you know, talking to him, making sure that what it is that we're doing. Yeah, and so the last guy that had cut his hair ended up pushing back his vertical bar on his right side, and because of that, I had to let him know that was the case. And so I lined it up to where his hairline I thought should be, and I didn't want to push it back just to make that sharp line again. So I made sure that I put it where I thought it should be, and I let him know that what happened. And I'm gonna show you guys a clip of it, where his hairline was, and I'm gonna let it go in. And so the next time that I line him, I can give him that crisp sharp line. But I couldn't push him back again, you know, just to achieve that sharp line. So it did look a little weird, but I couldn't do much about it. I didn't have any enhancements to cover it up, so we have to just wait for his hair to grow back. But yeah, guys, this is the before. But check this out. This is the before. And this is the after. Alright, you guys, that was the cut. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You know, that was a clean cut. I definitely, you know, I think I did really well with his hair texture and given the circumstance, right? Because it was a little light there. But it didn't take very long. You know, I didn't do too much to the top. I just, you know, tapered the side right here and a little bit on the back. But, you know, the guy that he went to before, he pushed him back. And I'm going to show you guys, and I think I already did. I show you guys an up-close part on it. And because of that, I couldn't get him a real crisp lineup because I didn't have any enhancements to fix it. But I got him started in the right directions. I lined it up right there, lined it up right on the other side, and I'm getting him started in the right direction. But yeah, the person before really pushed him back, you know, far, like way farther than he needed to be. And instead of, you know, making a sharp line and still, you know, pushing him back again, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna let his hair grow out. I'm gonna line him up and let it grow out. It does look a little weird, but I there was no other thing I could really do because I don't have enhancements to cover that up, the person that cut him last time. Personally, I think I solidified the client. That was his first time coming in. So I definitely think he's going to come back. I think he enjoyed his haircut. I told him before, just so he knows it wasn't me. I was like, hey, bro, they did this, bro. It wasn't me. I'm going to do this because of that. I want your hair to grow back out. And he's like, all right, cool. Like, I got you. So, yeah. But that was the cut. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, man. I'm going to see you guys on the next video. Make sure to like and subscribe for more content. For real, guys, if you haven't liked it, make sure to like it, man. And if you guys can share me, you know, that'll mean a lot to me. I'm gonna stay consistent regardless of, you know, how many views I'm getting. But if you guys can support me, that means everything. But like I said, like and subscribe. Have a good rest of your guys' day. It's 2Bling, and I'm out of here. I'm gonna see y'all on the next one.